talked about how important the lag is during the week. Let's see who puts down the best one. Boy, that's going to be close. Good tell actually won. I guess Daryl Peach must have won a break. Must have won a leg, and Wilkie's going to end up breaking. So he's going to have to put down a really good break against Daryl Peach. I'm not sure what Daryl Peach's high run is, but I know Shaun's is, I think, 199. So Shaun Wilkie might have the edge in this match, being that it's straight pool. Daryl Peach is no slouch, though, himself. He's got a bunch of titles to his credit. He's the 2010 Italian Open, the 2012 German Open. 1995 won the Whirlpool Masters. So he's been around the block. How's that for a break? Guess they're having a little bit of controversy on this. I'm going to try and get someone to... I was actually reading off Daryl's achievements during the break, so I'm going to guess maybe he didn't make contact, the correct number of balls.
You have the option to either shoot or rewrite.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to my guys at Wild Eyes Creations, Joe and Wes. You know, they make some great products, pocket chalkers, cue holders, t-shirts. Get a chance to stop by the website, wildeyeScreations.com, and tell them Finger sent you. So it looks like they're going to have a re-rack here. Yeah, it's going to be -2 for Shaun Wilkie. And yeah, that didn't work either. I think Peach is going to play it from here. Now he decides to let him do it again. Now I believe that's another -2. I'm not 100%. Very rare that you see this happen on the break. Yeah, Wilkie's going the wrong way. He might have an issue with the balls being tight in the rack. He's going to double check that, make sure it doesn't happen again. I do not believe the foul on the break constitutes a foul towards a 3 foul. You know, if he fouled again here, I don't think he loses 15. But you can bet he's going to hit this one a little harder than you would expect, just to make sure he doesn't commit the foul again. Yeah, he played that one pretty good. That's what he wanted the first time. But all right, stepping in the booth is my good friend Jake Lawson. He's going to be live in a minute. He's one of the sponsors of this event, Lights Out Billiards Apparel. There he is. Hello, Jake.
Mike, what's going on? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. So Wilkie's starting off a little rough. He fouled on a break twice, and hit 2 balls to a rail, so he's -4 already. Which is not a big deal, you know. Race 100, these guys, overcome that, no problem.
Just setting himself up for the high run.
Yeah, but that's absolutely what he's doing. I think right now Lee Van Corteza has that at 101, I believe it is.
101.
And Daryl laid out a good safety right here. Just rolled that cue ball right inside the rack.
Yeah, he makes a good shot there, leaves cue ball in there. So Shaun's going to have a little bit of work to do here.
Well, he might be able to fin the 14 and go straight up table. I'm not sure if Daryl will be able to cut the one in from way uptown. He might be able to, but as far as playing off the 3 and coming back into the stack or something, I don't think he can do that.
Yeah, Shaun's going to want to just leave this cue ball up the table, close to the right side of the rail.
Yeah, I think pretty much. He might foul too. He might just take another foul, which would continue, I guess, to his 3 foul total. I think on the break they don't count towards that, which is what he did. He just pushed into the rack. Yeah, they might be having a slight discussion as to whether or not what the, I guess, protocol would be. But I believe you're going to see Daryl do the same thing. He's just going to push into the rack.
Tell you what, Mike, we've seen a lot of good matches down here today, and this is a very strong bracket that Daryl and Shaun are in. We also have Darren Appleton in this flight, along with Zion V. Just watching an exciting match down there. Zion beat Darren 100 to 96, I believe. So
yeah, I saw the finish of that one.
Very, very exciting match. So Daryl goes ahead and he takes a foul here as well. He's going to let Shaun take a look at the pack.
See, that 1 ball is causing all kinds of problems for Shaun right now.
You know, what I really like about Shaun is that he'll really take a look at the inside of the rack here. He just wants to see if something's going to go, where he can break this out and get the run in.
He might be able to thin off the 3 and come 1 rail by the side pocket where he's standing now to protect against having that 1 ball open. That's, I think, what he's going to do.
Yeah, just gonna try to thin the 3 ball here.
Slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Slow down a little bit. I think he's all right. But, yeah, now Darren, that 1 ball is going to cause a problem for Darren right now. Now, he could thin off the 11 and come 2 rails and go way, way up top by the upper right-hand corner. Like I said, I don't know if he can cut the 1 in. Depending on how far it is off the rail, that might be his only option right now. He can play the off the 11 and come 2 rails towards the side pocket also, and just play a short safety.
Exactly.
And leave the stack as a blocker.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mike. He doesn't want to bring this cue ball all the way up table.
I'm not sure what he wants to do. But he's definitely going to come off the 11. I think he plays a short shot, comes up right by that side pocket. That's the safest bet.
It's a good shot by Daryl.
And then Wilkie can play off the 12 to that same area.
He just wants to thin this here.
I think he let it out. I think it came up top a little too much. And I think Darren can see the 1. If he can't see it to make it, I mean, he could play safe off it, I think. Maybe. Yeah, I was gonna say no. I don't think he can do that. I think if he sees it, he can try and spin it in. You got to be careful though. You got to end up with something else. Oh, that was an excellent shot to get on the 10.
Yeah, great shot by Daryl there. Great cue ball control.
Yeah, he really doesn't have much after this, I don't think. He's got the angle to come away from the rack. If he goes forward maybe 2 rails, I don't know if the 9 goes by the 7. It might. He might be able to come forward 2 rails, play the 9, past the 7. That's what he's looking at now.
It's a little jacked up here.
He tried to draw back to get on the 11 and cut that 11 in the same pocket. Now, if he plays the 11, I don't know if he can go into him.
He's got a steep angle here.
He might be able to just clip the 6. Well, he decided to go around. He knew he couldn't hit it, so he went around the table. That was a nice shot. Well hit.
What a shot by Daryl Peach.
And that's going to give him the 8 ball, which he could use to go back into him. I think he's going to play to come up on the 9, and then he can go into him with the 9. He's got the 15 too on the other side, which works out. Either way, he's starting to break the cluster open. It looks like the 5 will go in the bottom left-hand corner. So that should take care of the 5 and 14. He's just got the 9 and 2 to deal with. But where the 12 is, well, he might have to play maybe the 12 too if he can't get in there. That might be an option. He can break into him with the 7 too. He got the wrong angle on the 7 though.
And Daryl's sitting in a good spot here.
The 9 might go by the 2, so he might not even have to touch him at all. And that'll push the 12 into the 14. I think he's got to roll the 5 in from here. He's got to look at the 12, so he'll play the 12. Yeah, he's got a bit of an angle on this. Again, I don't think he has to touch him. I think the 5 and the 14 both go in the bottom left-hand pocket. So if he can just roll forward.
He really has made a nice run here. 9 ball sitting nice for his breakout ball.
Yeah, he took him apart pretty good. Shouldn't have much of a problem from here. He's got just a little off angle on the 5 though. He's going to go towards the 14. But he's going to draw off the 14 to get back on the 5. And then he'll use the 4 as his key ball. He got a little straighter than what he wanted, so he had to really power that around the table. That was a nice shot from where he was. He did the best he could get off it. Now he's got the wrong angle to come up 1 rail to get on the 9. He's going to be going away from it, but if he plays it with a little bit of spin, he might be able to play and leave the cue ball in the rack and get ball in hand up table. Or he could pound it like he did. He had enough of an angle to go around 2 rails, which was a good shot. Now he's perfect for his break. And he's going to go up 14 to -4 on Shaun Wilkie.
A very strategic play. Both players playing pretty methodical here with a few safes, and Daryl gets the best of Shaun in that rack. Leaves himself a nice breakout ball here.
So I know you're one of the sponsors of this event.
Yeah, absolutely. We're happy to be a sponsor here, and Lights Out Billiards Apparel. You can check us out on the web at www.lightsoutbilliards.com. Of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. And if you guys are just joining us here, we've got Daryl Peach or Shaun Wilkie at the American 14-1 Championships here at Diamond Billiards.
All right, he played a good break shot. He's a little straight on the 15. He might be able to roll forward to get on the 8. Now, I can't tell if he's got the angle to go into him. He might be able to just draw back and get above him. To maybe go into him to 3, maybe to 7. If he can get to the opposite side of the table and play the 1 to come down, once he plays the 8, after he gets off the 1, the 10 will take him into the rack. If he can get to the opposite side of the table. It all depends on what kind of angle he has here on this 8 ball. He's going to go forward. He might try and break some out here. Wow. Hopped over the top of him, and he was rewarded. He's going to have a shot in the side pocket there.
He certainly didn't get hurt by that shot.
No, that 2 ball came out nice. Looks like the 1 and 14 are a little tied up, but he can deal with that later. He's just going to start picking them apart. He does have he's got a couple of break shots now he's looking at, but he has to play the 3, which might disturb the rest of them. It might, if he hits the 5, to kind of break him up a little bit, he's going to have to create another break shot.
Yeah, now he's actually not got a favorable roll here.
He's kind of funny right here.
Yeah, he's a little funny here. He's got some issues over here with the 10 and the 1. He does have a little bit of an angle here, but he is a little steep on the 15 ball.
Yeah, I think he's going to play this. He might have to go into him right here. Go into where the 6 and the 11 are.
Yeah.
You might not have a choice, you know. I mean, he's going to have to hit him. I kind of like hitting this with a draw shot. I mean, if he hits it hard and glances off him, he's going to go up. He might end up table.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Mike.
He might be able to play the 13 right here and go into him. Or maybe draw into the 1 and 14. He might even, no, I was going to say he might even have the 7, but it looks like he's going to play the 12. Yeah, good shot. Went into him, broke him out pretty good. He'll end up with a shot in the side right there. And everything is kind of spread open. Looks like the 5 and 10 might be his only issue. And you know, the 1 and 14 also. But he can go into the 5 and 10 right now, I think. He plays the 13 and just comes down table. I think ideally he'd want to hit the 5 right here. But he sees the pattern in his head. He knows which way he wants to go. He got a little bit better angle on the 6 maybe to go into him. Now I think he might have angle on the 10 to go into the 14. I don't know if I like that because the 11 is kind of doubled up with the 5.
Yeah, and he's still really going to create himself a break ball here too. So unless he leaves the it looks like the 5 is just inside the rack.
Good shot splitting up the 1 and 14. The 7's a little high for a break shot. I mean, he might have to use it. The 1's a good key ball, though, for the 7. You get him the angle he needs if he wants to play the 7. He can play the 14, come across table for the 5 next. That ought to work.
So he knows it too. He knows he's gotta play this just right to leave himself a shot on the break. So you can see him taking a look at the 11. It's outside the rack already. Like you said, the 7 is a little high.
I think based on where the 1 is, though, he can use it.
Yeah.
Trying to determine if that 5 is out of the rack or not. I'm going to give a shout out to Diamond Billiards. Thomas Dorsey, what a place he's got, huh?
Oh man, this is one of my favorite places to come when I'm in Virginia and I'm not home. So they have a great establishment here, wonderful staff, food is excellent,
Right.
and just an all around great place to play. So if you're in the area, come on down and check out some great matches as we finish up the round robin portion of the American 14-1.
Yeah, Darren's going to play the 14. Like I said, I think he just comes across table, gets on the 5. He's going to leave that 1-7 as his key ball and break shot. Unless they determine the 5 is out of the rack, that might be the only reason he's doing this. If they determine the 5 is out, which I think they did, he's going to play to get on that 5.
Yeah.
That's the break shot. I guess he felt it's better than a 7, but got a little angle on the 1. He might not be able to hold for the 7. He should be able to, though. He should be okay from here. Now he just has to kind of roll this down past the 5 one rail. And not come up too high. Yeah, he overshot it.
Yeah.
He's not going to have a look at it.
He looks like he was just trying to nip the 5 as he was coming by to push it out a little bit, and Daryl gets a cue ball stuck in the rack. So he'll be breaking from up table.
I think he did manage to get the entire rack, I believe. No, Wilkie made some balls. Or did he foul again?
We'll get an update on the score here.
Yeah, Daryl Peach is going to be at 27. And then Wilkie, I think, is actually -5 according to their score. Which again, in the beginning of this match, -5 is not a big deal. You know, you're going to run to 100. What was 105?
Yeah, I mean, and Shaun certainly has the ability to do that.
Yeah, I think the table ate one of the balls.
Shaun Wilkie is on the committee here for American 14-1. He's also sponsored by us, along with Lacassi Custom Cues, Rayman's Pro Shop, Brews and Cues, which is his whole home pool room, and Blackheart Tips. So thank you guys for supporting the players.
Yeah, they're still having some problems trying to find the last couple of balls. Which is weird. On a diamond, I don't think I've ever seen balls hang up inside the box somewhere. On a gold crown, every now and again, you'll get up off the rail, the return rail, and you'll lose one. But as far as a diamond goes, I've never seen that happen.
I'm getting tired out.
There might be a piece of chalk in there or something. You know, sometimes someone knocks a piece of chalk into a pocket, and it sits in there. No one realizes it's in there. But yeah, they're kind of
Yeah, Thomas, did you get it?
surprised.
That's the owner.
The good thing is even though Shaun is -5 right here, you always have an opportunity to get back in it.
Oh, yeah.
Shaun's got an opportunity. He's a caliber player that can run 105 balls and out.
Absolutely, yeah. His high run, I think, is 199.
And certainly we have, you always have the 3 foul effect. So, somehow if you get paired with Daryl on a 3 foul, it's -15, gets himself right back in it. So he's just going to wait for his opportunity here. Get himself back in the match, and you've watched most of his matches since he's been playing. He really has just been he's had to come from behind several times while he's down here.
Correct.
And so the one good thing about watching Shaun is that he has that ability. He's almost kind of like the comeback kid. He was down against Lu Lung Chang yesterday
Right.
by about 50 so balls. At one point, it was 80 something to 13, and Shaun came back strong, caught a nice gear in the middle, ran 66 balls, really should have been 69 and out, and had a couple of missed opportunities, but Chang gave it back to him, and Shaun was able to close out the match. And of course, he played very strong this morning, winning his 10 a.m. match 100 to 84. So he's just going to sit here and wait for his opportunity. Obviously, Daryl here has got a little bit of a tough shot, not leaving himself an ideal break ball. So he'll just go into the rack here.
Yeah, and he let that stripe slide out. I think it's the 10. Wilkie might have a shot on that. Cut that in. And he'll have the 15 if that goes down. So
And this might be the opportunity that he was waiting for.
right. Yeah, he's looking to come around 3 rails. This is a tough shot.
Very, very tough shot.
Trying to gauge where your cue's going to end up. You should have a good bridge and a good look at it, but just trying to find out that path of the cue ball. You can play it with inside and try and hold it. You can play it with a little bit of outside maybe, trying to extend it a little bit and get better position. But he's going to have to get on the 15. If he comes too far by that corner, by that right side pocket, let's say, he can be doubled up on it for 3.
And he's going to be hitting his thin fingers, so the cue ball's going to get going here.
Exactly.
So he wants to make sure that he's going to miss the side pocket here. You could see him come, 4 rails. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go.
Yeah, that worked out very
It's a
well.
good shot by Shaun.
Sometimes it's almost easier to play that, believe it or not,
Sure, yeah.
instead of trying to cinch something.
And a lot of time, too, it's good for players because it allowed him to let his stroke out a little bit
Right.
and hopefully loosen up here.
He's got angle on the 2 to go back into him right here. You can play this with just a high left and kind of crash into the stack. He's got no insurance, but if he can hit the 6, he should push out the entire top part of the rack, and you would think he'll end up with something. He might even end up with the 3 ball.
Oh, man.
He caught that real thick. Yeah, he caught the 6 real thick. I kind of thought he would glance off it a little bit. And the balls must have a lot of gaps in them, because when you go into them and they have a lot of gaps, every time they make contact, it takes
Sure.
energy away from the impact. And you don't get the spread that you figure you're going to get.
Yeah, he almost would have liked them all to be touching. So now he's faced with a tough shot
Yeah, he's
here.
looking at the combo on the 5.
Yeah.
If he can put this down, he'll regain control a little bit.
Yeah, this is one of the things I really like about Shaun is he really takes the time to measure up his shots here. Make sure he's going to put a good hit on the ball. Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a tough angle.
Tough angle. He was jacked up a little over the 3 ball and just misses the 5 by a hair.
He's going to allow Peach to step back at the table. I think he should play the 5-12 combo right now, get it out of the way.
Sure.
There's no need. He's in good position from here. That'll lead him. He can play with a little bit of a draw shot, let's say, stop shot, and to play the 5 next. He might play the 11. 11 goes past it, but I just take care of it right now, get it out of the way. Yeah. And he's off and running.
Yeah. It's one of the bad things about a mistake like that is that now the balls are pretty much out in the open, and Daryl pretty much have his choice here with how he wants to go about this.
Yeah, he's got more than one break shot at the moment, but he kind of has to do something with the 14 and 3. He's got to get rid of one of them somehow.
Sure. And he'll actually be okay here, Mike, if he clears this side of the table out, with the 3 and the 9, the 14 and 3 will go in the same pockets that he's shooting in. So, depending on how he maneuvers the cue ball around.
Yeah, right there, you got the you can get the 9 out from here and come forward 1 rail or 2 rails. Like you said, to play the 3 or 14 in this lower right-hand corner.
Yeah. So, and he saw the same thing we were looking at. He just played it, came right up through. Knew that once he cleared that out, he'd have a good option here to play the 14 ball in the same right hand corner pocket. That's a good shot.
Played that at good speed. He can play the 6 now. He might be able to play the 6 and roll forward a bit and touch the 8 and make that even better shot, but he's actually going to play the 3. I guess he figures the 8's good enough. Sometimes you're better off accepting what's there.
Sure.
Instead of trying to do too much with it.
There's no, don't really need to create something here if you already have something that you like. He sees the 8 ball is a good breakout, so. He'll just go ahead and play the 13.
Yeah, he'll just roll back and play the 2 in the corner.
Exactly.
Get straight in, almost where he is now. And he'll be good on the 8.
Oh my gosh.
And he miscued.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a shocker.
Unforced error there by Daryl Peach.
Yeah. Looks like Wilkie's got to play this ball on the side, maybe come forward 3 rails to get back up the table. Preserve the 8 as his break shot. It's a tough shot right here.
What a miss by Daryl. Good shot by Shaun.
Yeah. Oh, doesn't want to go on that rail.
No, he certainly does not.
He's got a slight angle on the ball. He can force it, but now when you have to start doing things with the cue ball,
Yeah.
funny things happen. You can throw the object ball off. He might just roll it in and try and play, try and get to where he can play safe off the 8.
He's left himself tough here on the rail. He knows he's got an opportunity here if he makes this 1 ball and he gets in a good position on the 8. He's got to be careful
He's
here.
going to try and force it to the short rail and back up with a little bit of left. Good shot.
It's always good when you see him going through the progression, of shot selection, how he wants to hit the ball. And Shaun just decides, hey, look, we'll just go the easiest route here. Make the ball stay at the table.
All right, we're going to adjust the score. I think Shaun's finally going to be on a positive side. He's going to be on the plus side. He's no longer having to deal with the scratches. He's going to be a few racks behind, but that's okay. Again, it's a race to 100. That's not a problem.
Yeah, he's actually not in a bad place here.
Daryl's going to have 36, and at least Wilkie is he's almost starting from 0. But that's fine for him because 36, ball deficit is really nothing to these guys. He's just got to watch out. He's going to come off the 6, I think, or he's going to come off the top of the 4. He's got to watch out. He doesn't come 2 rails or 1 rail across in the side pocket.
Yeah, of course.
That shot happens a lot. That might be on from here. He decided to play with a little high ball. That was good, but he unfortunate to get back in the stack. Didn't get the break off he wanted. Now Wilkie's going to have to play some kind of safe. I don't think he's going to have. He might have the 1. He's looking at the 1. I think that could potentially go in the right-hand corner pocket.
You know, it always worries me, Mike, when these guys start taking a look at this. Remember what happened last time? Shaun shot into it and broke all the balls out. So
yeah,
he's just going to go ahead and play safe here.
He should, yeah. There you go. Sometimes players get into a position where they need to make something happen. They want to create something. They feel like they're getting far behind. So they look to do something that they normally wouldn't do. A lot of times they'll play something because they want it to be on, even though it's not. They think they can make it, but...
Well, and it's in a momentum change, too.
Absolutely.
When you play a shot like that, and certainly something that normally somebody wouldn't see, and it goes in, it gives you that extra fire to get going. And, a lot of these guys are rhythm players. So, but Shaun, makes a good shot. He realizes the shot's not on, plays a safe. And now he's gonna, Daryl's probably
He's just going to roll up onto it, yep. Good shot. Because now it's going to be harder for Shaun to play safe. But he's looking at the 5 maybe. The 5 might go. Play a combination on the 9-5. Trying to see what's available. I mean, you might see him take a foul and just roll into the 10 right there. You know what I'm saying? Just touch it. And I think he wants that 5. Like I said, this might be that situation. He's looking at that 5. He wants it to be on. He wants to be able to break out of the pack and have something and start his run, like you were saying. But,
absolutely.
But sometimes it's just not there. It's just not there. You have to accept it and then play something else. And don't get frustrated right now, Yeah, he just decided to take a foul.
And sometimes that's really the best shot that you have.
Absolutely.
In this situation, it's better to take the foul, take the deduction, and then you live to fight another day, as they say.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to open everything back up. Shaun's checking to see if the 10 is frozen to the rail.
He might do the same thing he did a minute ago, just roll into the stack. Make sure nothing's, that was a good shot. See, when you do that, I was just going to say, every time you do that, you're going to rearrange the balls just a little bit. You might push something out just enough so that when you have to play it for the second or third time, now you can play safe from it because you're constantly moving the stack just a little bit to give yourself the better advantage.
That was a good shot by Daryl Peach. Just thins the ball, brings the cue ball back into the rack.
Yeah, this is one of those racks that just doesn't want to come apart. Now, it's hard for us to tell if the 10 is frozen to the rail. I don't think it is. Must have been open just a bit. So now Peach has to do something. He's going to roll back into him too. He might just roll into the 4. Might try and push the 4 out, to a rail.
Sure. It's a good shot by Shaun, rolling that cue ball right into that 10. Making a tough shot for Daryl. Daryl's going to go ahead and elect to take a foul here. So this is one of those situations, Mike, when we see him go back and forth. Now that these guys are taking fouls, Shaun can somehow get Daryl on 3 fouls. That will bode well for him.
Yeah, there is a rule too, I believe, in straight pull. You can only play safe on the same rail a certain number of times, and then you have to shoot away from it. But this is definitely not one of your more conventional racks of straight pool.
Yep, both players taking their time.
Yeah, he's looking to where he wants to go. He's going to try and roll off that top wall and get way up on the right-hand corner pocket. Unfortunately, he's going to leave Daryl to 3.
Man, he's looking, He's looking just to roll this up.
Yeah, from where he was, that was the best he could do, apparently. And it's going to give Daryl a good chance to come to the table, maybe run some balls. The 3 goes, he can roll it in, get on the 11. 11 will lead him back to 7, which will get him to open the stack up.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah, the 3 hung up. It didn't, he must have caught the point going in.
Look at this. Yeah, Daryl just over hits it.
Yeah, he just hit the long rail.
And cue ball comes up table, and he's gonna leave Shaun a shot here. Oh,
Yeah, rolled up a little high for him.
yeah,
So
bumps the 11.
Well, even though he got the 1 ball out, you're going to see him play a little bit of a safe again. But because they touched the rack a bunch of times, trying to play safe, Daryl needs to get up there and examine the rack. He might have a dead one, a combination, some kind of carom. Every time you step to the table, you should really look at what's going on in that rack. Especially if you're playing safe off it a couple of times.
Yeah, this particular rack is really indicative of how these players can play safe back and forth. They're both being diligent here.
Right.
Shaun didn't get a good shot, so he's not going to force anything. He's going to play safe, and Daryl's going to do the same here. He's going to roll him into the rack and take a foul. It actually makes it a little bit easier for Shaun.
Yeah, no, Daryl might do the same thing. He can only do it again, like I said, twice.
Exactly.
And then he's going to have to go to a rail. But he can nudge stuff and try to create something for his next shot. He might touch up on the rack and leave a dead one that Wilkie can't get to.
Right.
Forcing him to have to shoot away from it, maybe, or play safe himself. And then Daryl will have to do something.
Sometimes when you're watching this, you'll see a player take, 3 foul, and sometimes, when you're watching, you have to understand that, it may be the best situation where you lose 15 balls, but you really stopped a guy from, maybe making 60 balls on you. 70 balls are running out. So a lot of different things come into play. Lots of strategy here. And Daryl's in a tough spot again here.
Yeah, we talked about that all week, about how it's a smart move to take the 3 foul.
Sure.
Because you don't want to let your opponent just have an open look at a table. For those of you just joining us, you're listening to Michael Bad Stubiner. You guys know me as Fingers. I'm in a booth with my good friend Jake Lawson, who is owner of Lights Out Billiard Apparel. Dynamite clothing he produces. Soft, stylish. I think I bought 3 pieces myself.
Yeah, we certainly
Yesterday,
do appreciate the business, and
You guys check him out. Check out the site, man. Super fashionable stuff. In fact, I know I'm going back for more.
we appreciate that. We try to put a nice quality product out there, and as you know, we sponsor player Shaun Wilkie playing right now, and we also sponsor one of the best players in the United States currently, which is Sky Woodward. So he'll be at the U.S. Open this weekend. And we also sponsor Manny Perez, and we just picked up Waleed Majid from Doha, Qatar. So we're excited to have those guys on the team. Now, as you see here, Daryl was kind of forced into taking the shot. Didn't want to take the foul. He placed the 10 ball, but he's going to leave. He's going to leave Shaun a shot here, and he's actually left him. He's left him a nice break. He can get into this rack here with the side ball.
Yeah, he might be into him right now with the 11, and he's got a good pocket to go into.
Absolutely.
Chances are you're not going to glance off of that into a corner pocket.
Yeah, this is an ideal situation for Shaun. If he can put a good stroke on this, come in and break out the pack. See what he does here.
He didn't get the greatest separation from him, but he got enough to pick around and go back into him again without too much of an issue.
Yeah, sure. I think he'll be okay here.
Yeah, he can play the 12 right here and go back into him again. And he should be okay. If he goes up table, he's going to have the 5. If he pushes the 15 out too far, he might have the 2 left.
Good shot there by Shaun.
Yeah. Looks like the 15 came back and gave him an easy ball.
And it's amazing when you see these guys, Mike. You know, as you know, we have very high caliber players, a couple world champions here, and it's amazing once these balls get broken out how they get to work. And Shaun's made a great breakout shot here to open up the rack for him.
Yeah, they don't take too long at all once they figure out the pattern. You know, once the balls open up, it's just a matter of picking off whichever ones you want to pick off. You know, it's almost whatever order you want to do it too, because they have so many different choices, so many different options.
Shaun's just trying to decide here. It looks like he really wants to just bring the cue ball back a little bit. So he's decided whether he wants to draw it back or if he wants to roll it forward a little bit here. I think he's just gonna.
He's got to draw it back a little bit, going on the 9. I mean, he could play the 2 up in the corner if he's dead straight on it. I kind of like that. If he's dead straight here, play it.
Yeah, exactly. He didn't get where he wanted to be, so he'll just play the 2 ball up in the corner.
And then from here, his only issues up table is going to be the 5 and the 13.
And of course, he's already got a great breakout ball set up here, so he won't have to do much with that.
No, he's got to be a little bit careful here, though, to get
Yeah.
on the 5.
Yeah. Yeah, he's taking a look at now where he wants to come up. Look at that. He came up a little short there, Mike.
Right.
He was trying to come up in between them.
And he's going to have to play the combination, I think. Which from here shouldn't be too bad. He might be. He looks like he might be trying to spin it in.
Look at that.
Yeah, he's not playing quite like we're used to seeing him.
Yeah, he's not going to be happy with that shot. He tries to force and spin the 5 ball in here, and it comes up a little short and lets Daryl back at the table. You know, he didn't feel comfortable playing the combo. You know, the balls were offset a little bit and
Right.
a little bit far apart, and Just an unfortunate error there by Shaun Wilkie.
Yeah, I mean, if he spins it in a little bit more, he gets on the ball he needs to, and well, if he goes, he keeps his run going. But yeah, it gives. I was going to say it gives Daryl a good shot at getting back to the table, but he came up a little short on this one. Both of these guys are kind of struggling.
Yeah, well, and sometimes you see this in straight pool, Mike, when a lot of the safety battle is going back and forth, and nobody's feeling real comfortable because they haven't let their stroke out. And as you can see, Daryl was trying to come around 3 rails or 2 rails there to come underneath the ball, and he just didn't get there. So he's forced to take, which would have been a great breakout ball for him. And now he's going to have to use the 11 ball going into the rack here.
Yeah, I don't think he can get into it from here.
Yeah, he's left himself pretty straight here and way up table. So
he can try it, and maybe just kind of brush the side of it a little bit. He might come down by the corner of the rack, depending on how much of an angle he has. But it's a very tough shot. You have to hit this with a lot of high. You got to kind of force it in there. If you have to hit it that hard, you kind of lose your accuracy.
Update the score here. And this is an important match for both players, and I think that has a little bit that's coming into play here, Mike.
Right.
Shaun has won 2 matches so far. And Daryl Peach has won 1 match, and each of these players in this flight are trying to get into the top 3 so they can get into the knockout round.
Yeah, that was a tough shot by Daryl right there, and he decided to try and draw it and play safe maybe because he couldn't get into it. And now Wilkie's just going to try and pocket the ball in, and he'll play safe off the rack. So again, I mean, this match isn't really starting out as conventionally, as you would expect it
Sure.
to. But that happens sometimes in straight pool. Sometimes the table just doesn't want to cooperate. Each player gets a little kind of rusty maybe, or
Sure.
a little tired, a little tight, a little tense, and then you just can't put the runs together that you want.
What's also the deciding factor of who's going to get into the next round here is somebody in this bracket may make it in 2 and 3. So as you know, it's going to come down to ball count. So every ball matters here. And Shaun fouls here, doesn't get a ball to the rail.
That's okay though.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
from here it's okay. He's going to leave Daryl with a little bit of something to think about. He could actually bank this ball and come 2 rails back under the stack. It was a good shot on his part just to come underneath. I knew Wilkie wasn't going to have a shot on the 5 with the 1 right there, and the 1 doesn't go anywhere, but it gives Wilkie a good chance to play it safe on him. And create more problems for Daryl right here.
And the good thing about what Shaun's doing is he keeps playing safe and opening up some of the balls here. So
The only bad thing about it is that little target area you got to get behind.
right, it gets smaller.
It's smaller and smaller. But Daryl looks like he's got a combination on the 9 and the side. I don't see him playing it. I think to me it's a little too risky right here.
Very risky, especially where all the balls are sitting at.
Right. I mean, he really, as hard as he would have to hit it to guarantee himself another shot, I think that just builds too much risk. It looks like he's going to play safe right here. He wants to try and push. If he plays safe on the 12, he's going to push the 3, it looks like, to that side rail. But he might leave the 9 open. If the 12 doesn't push into it.
You can tell Daryl is uneasy about the shot here. So let's see what he's going to do.
If he's going to play this, I kind of like drawing a little bit to the left under the 2, exactly. Just like that. And even if he doesn't get a rail, now look at the trouble he put Wilkie in.
Sure. Yeah, he gets him right under the 2 ball. Was a good shot by Daryl.
And that kind of puts the heat on Wilkie right now because, like I said, that little target area is getting smaller and smaller to use as a safety, you know. He's going to try and just get down to the end rail here. And if he has to leave something, you know, he's going to leave a long shot, hopefully close to the rail. Daryl does have a shot on the 9 on the side if he wants to play it. He could play it off the 4 also. You know, or he could play it off the 10. That's a real aggressive shot. But
he's got some options
he's
here
going to play it. He's going to play the 9 somehow.
Play
Maybe
9
straight in or roll right in. No, he did play it off the 4. Yeah, all right. Good shot. And it leaves him a chance to get out now because that opens everything up. Nice carom shot there by Daryl.
You know, just when you think one player's in the driver's seat and, you know, one little mistake and Daryl played a couple good saves and stayed in there. And now he's back at the table with favorable table here.
Yeah, he does have to create a break shot. He's got balls down there to do it with, so that won't be too much of a problem.
I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this match between Shaun Wilkie and Daryl Peach. If you guys are following us on the Diamond Facebook page, hit the share button. Let everybody check out the action here.
He might come 2 rails to get on the 2 right here. Wow, he goes around the 3 to get on the 3. He could have been tied up there pretty bad, but that worked out for him. And he's got a couple of shots right here. He can roll up on the 3 and get on the 2, maybe the 7. He might be able to get on the 7 for the bottom left-hand corner. Or even the 12 might even go on the side. I don't really like going into him with the 2 because you don't have yourself an insurance ball. And now he's not going to have, he won't be able to go into him. He comes 1 rail to get on the 7 on the other side, which will work. The 12 might actually go in that bottom right. It looks like it does. Which will open up the 6 and 15.
Yeah, looks like Daryl's going to create a break ball here with the 6 by just pushing it out. So
good shot. And I think he can just roll this in and play the 7 in the right-hand side. Overhead a little bit. He can come 2 rails out to get back up on the 6, no problem.
yeah,
Center of the table, that's all he needs. Although he's got to play it with the rake. That's going to make it a little bit more, kind of raises the difficulty level a little bit.
sure. Yeah, ideally he just wants to come down here 2 rails, come back over, leave himself a good shot on the 6 ball.
Sure.
Yeah, he comes up a little short. And just like you said, that's one of the difficulties when you're shooting with the bridge there. Just didn't allow him to get his full stroke.
Yeah, it always adds a level of difficulty when using
So very interesting match here that we have against Shaun Wilkie and Daryl Peach. Both players seem to be playing a little tentative. As you can see there, Daryl has left himself a little tough on the 6 ball, so makes it, comes in the rack. Oh, look, it's,
I don't think the 10 ball came out enough for him to see it. Or actually, it's the 14. I don't think it came out enough for him to see it. Because where everything else is spread, now maybe playing safe isn't going to be such an easy thing for Daryl. He's trying to figure out where he can leave Wilkie and not give him an easy shot. You might see him play safe right here. He's going to roll into the 4 maybe, just touch the 4. Try and rearrange him a little bit, to help create something. He's looking to put him up in that upper right-hand corner, but I don't see a ball to go off of to get in there.
well, he might be looking at that 7 ball to see if he can thin it.
I don't think he can get.
Oh, he's just gonna.
He might be able to if he gets to where he's standing. I was going to say if he gets there, he might be all right.
He's just gonna take an intentional foul here. It looks like.
Well, is Wilkie on 1? That's something to be aware of because if he is, Daryl can push anywhere he wants and I don't have to worry about getting refouled first. That's going to be on Shaun. And that's what he tried to do. And it looks like he overhit it a little bit.
Yeah.
He's going to give Wilkie maybe a cut in the 14 in the side.
He didn't even, he didn't hit the 7. He just took the foul, tried to put Shaun up in a spot where he's going to have a tough shot. But like you said, he rolls down a little bit too far. So Shaun calls out that Daryl's on 1 there.
He's got a real thin cut in the side. I kind of like just thinning it on the top side. Banking the 14 towards the 13 and going maybe 1 or 2 rails up to the upper right-hand corner pocket. He might be able to thin cut the 9 in the corner he's standing at. But yeah, he's looking at that 14. If he thins that, I don't know if he's going to go into him.
Yeah, and you can see he's looking at the angles here.
He might catch the 8. Might be a little too much for him to hold it to hit the pack. But I kind of like it. Again, this is like an aggressive shot that you want to be there. You want to take it and break something out and try and get your run started, but sometimes it's just not there. He might have a 3% chance of making it and doing what he wants, but because it's trailing a little bit and you start to get frustrated, you want to create something,
He's going to take the shot here.
Yeah, he wants to play it.
The problem is like you said, because of his angle here, there is a possibility here that he's not going to come into it. So,
and you don't want to play something like this and miss it and break the rack open.
Which is it's going to make it a little difficult.
He might be banking it. No, he did cut it. All right, good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot. And you could tell he put a little tad inside so he could hold off that rail to come into the pack. And so Shaun makes a good shot there. And now he can start worried about how to start picking these balls up and coming back into the rack.
Well, he can come into it right now if he plays the 13.
Yeah, and he's got an insurance ball there.
It's a thin cut. It's going to awkward, trying to get to it a little bit. He's got to bridge over the whole pack right there. He should be okay. He might have the 9. He does. the 8 in the side. Maybe he's got the 12 in the side. He's got the 1 in the bottom left, you know, so he's got things to do.
Still got a little bit of work to do.
Looks like the 8 and the 10 both go in this bottom right-hand pocket. If he can get above them.
Steve Fleming, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining us. Steve Fleming watching us on the stream. Also a sponsor player. The Lights Out Boogers Apparel.
Shot. Able to play to 15, it looks like, to break him out.
Yeah, Shaun makes a good shot there.
He can play the 4 and 1 rail to come up for the 3 and 11. Because you know one of them has to go in that pocket, and he might not like playing the 3 now because he knows he's going to go into the 11.
Sure.
You know, even though neither one are a break shot right now, you just don't want to be glancing off the 11.
It's a good shot by Shaun. Just takes a nice easy shot on the 15 ball. Comes right into the rack. He's already got a breakout ball here.
Yeah, he can use the 8 as his break shot. He just has to go up table and get that 7. And you might see him play the 7 as his key ball. But he was straighter in on the 3. So he'll play the 7 and 11 to get on the 8. And he worked.
Yeah, he
A little straighter than he wants right now.
a little flatter. He wanted to slide down a little bit more so he had himself an angle to come 1, 2, 3 rails back through. But
Now he's kind of has to force it.
yeah, a little force draw here off the rail.
He's got to hit this one firm. And, you know, these tight pockets, if he catches that rail going in, you know, that pocket might not take it. I think he got as much of that as he could. It looks like he's got a small angle. If he can glance into the top of the hack, he should be able to take them apart. At least he's got a run going. He's starting to get a little bit more loose, a little more confidence.
He's at the table. That's what he wants. And Shaun really good out there. And continues to climb back into this match.
Score is going to be 23. Shaun Wilkie to Daryl Peach is 48. And he does have a slight angle. Like I said, he can go in there. It looks like he pushed out the 7 enough. I mean, it's a thin cut, but he's going to have to play it and go back into it.
It was actually a best case scenario here that he had with that breakout since he had this slight angle because, like you said, 7 ball pops out, leaves himself a thin cut on it, but he can definitely go right back into the rack here, Mike.
Yeah, the good part about this is that you don't have to worry about hitting the stack. You just put a high ball on it and you just follow through. You know, you can't worry about scratching or getting tied up. You just have to follow through and hit it.
So Shaun's finding his spot. Just come through with a high English. Wow. It's the fickle game here that makes a good shot on the 7 ball. Gets some separation here, but look, he rests the cue ball right on the 3.
Yeah, he's going to have the 9 though. I mean, that's a little unfortunate, but you have no choice though from where you're
Yeah.
at. You know. But he's got the 9. All he has to do is roll the 9 up. Just focus on making the 9. He's going to have all the shots down here. He'll have the 1 next.
You know, it's funny because he, we've seen this happen to him in a couple matches thus far. He did leave himself a 9 ball, but a little increased difficulty going up table, just slightly over the 3 ball.
Good shot.
Shaun makes a great shot there. Stays down, rolls it in.
only issue really is going to be the 14 and 3. But depending on where he gets, he can play the 14-3 combo. That looks like it's on. Or you can go into him maybe with the 11. He might go into him now with the 1. That's a little risky, but if he does that, he really has to, I think, spin the cue ball to hit the rail first before the 3. So he'll hit the 3 and come up table and not get stuck.
A little behind the back shot excitement for the fans.
He thinks he's Filipino.
It's funny. He plays a shot behind the back, and then, as most people can see there, Shaun's been playing with extension on his cue for the last 4 or 5 months, and says it's really helped out his game. He looks comfortable out there, Mike, and he's got a good spread. Balls are open here for him. He's just got to make the right shot selection.
He can roll. I guess he can roll the 6 in. That's what he's going to do. And he'll have an angle on the 15 to go into that, push out the 12.
It looks like
he can come all the way down. Yeah, he wants to take care of this combination right away.
Good shot by Shaun.
Yeah, his only issue right now is going to be that 12. And I think it goes past where the 10 is if he can get on it.
Yeah, if he could just get the 10 ball out of the way, he'll open up a lane for himself. Might just go into him. Oh, there we go.
He does have the 13 as a break shot.
If
he has to leave it.
10 ball and just drift over there for the 1 on the rail. He'll just hit this and come down.
It's a little steep on this one.
Yeah, he's gonna tad English here. Bring him up on the other side so he can play right down into the right corner pocket.
Yeah, he's got either the 12 or the 15, which will lead to the other one to get him up on that key ball. And he'll probably he's going to have to use the 9 ball as his break shot. He's looking pretty good here. He's starting to move around the table pretty quick. He's getting his rhythm, he's getting his stroke. He's all warmed up now. The beginning of this match was definitely not what you would say conventional straight pool match.
Sure.
With all the fouling and the scratches and the safeties. But once you get in the gear and you start picking the pace up a little bit.
Great shot, end shot there for Shaun. Get himself in a nice position here. So just like you were saying, if you take a look at the beginning of the match here, and Shaun goes down -5, and Daryl's very much in the driver's seat. Players make a few errors, and now Shaun's got himself a nice gear here, and he gets himself within 11.
Yeah, he's trailing by half a rack, almost a little bit, a little more than half a rack. Only, like I said, taking the fouls in the beginning is no big deal. You're going to overcome it. Looks like he's going to have the 4 on the side there.
Actually, looks like his corner ball here, 11 ball goes by the 1.
All right, that does go. Yeah, he plays that.
So he'll take a shot here.
Now you might see him go into him with the 1. I'm not crazy about that angle because if he comes off the bottom side, you might not have a shot. The 15-7 doubled up.
You might even take a look at the 15 ball. He's got a little bit of an angle here, so
You'd have to play that with a little bit of inside,
Yeah.
and that's where you start getting into trouble. That could easily skid. But all he would have to do pretty much is just come up and just touch the 8 a little bit. He's going to have the 1 or maybe the 7
sure.
as his insurance.
Good thing is he doesn't have to get crazy. He's got lots of balls on the outside there if he gets himself in the position to come back into the rack. So he's not really forced to go into it now. Although he probably didn't want to push the 15 ball back up in there, but he's okay.
Yeah, he's got the 10. He can go into him. Comes one rail right here, past middle of the table. You don't want to hit that. He's got the 4 to help get himself back in position. I kind of like thinning the 4 and coming one rail to get on the 10. Because he can just roll right in.
You can tell Shaun's a little frustrated with his leave here.
Yeah. He decided to try and go into him.
Look at this. Wow.
Yeah, well, that's the risk you take trying to do that. Unfortunate, but maybe glanced off the 3, and he goes right towards that corner pocket.
He's unfortunate and fortunate at the same time. Mikey's still at the table here, but almost scratched.
Yeah, he's going to look at the stack. He's going to look at what's possible. He might have a combination on the 9. Oh, he's going to take a timeout and think about it.
Shaun's going to take a break here.
Well, while he steps away, I'm going to give a shout out to Diamond Billiards. You all know we've been here all week, and we're going to be here until tomorrow. These guys put on a great tournament here at Diamond Billiards. Thomas Dorsey did a tremendous job. The bar is packed. Come on down, say hello. Excellent food, great place to eat, get a drink, say hello. Friendly staff, clean.
Absolutely.
It's just a real good place to be and watch pool. He's got 16 tables, 11 gold crowns. He's got 5 diamonds. It really is. It's an excellent atmosphere to be in. If you're not even playing, just to hang out and watch. Like I said, even just to come and get lunch.
Yeah, absolutely. Great tournament also put on by Peter Burrows. And thanks for having us here. And, of course, tournament director Megan Ford. We appreciate you guys having us down here and putting on a great show.
Yeah, I want to thank all the commentators that have been in the booth. It's been tricky at times with the way the condition is, and this one monitor is giving us a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, so we're narrowing down here to the final rounds of the round robin, Mike, and it's amazing to see some of the champions here that you can expect to just play well. Levan Cortez, I don't think he's lost a match yet so far. Of course, he's had both of those high run of 101 and 99, and he really is playing like the current world 14-1 champion. And then there's some other players too. You expected to do a little bit better, and you got a guy that comes in and just kind of surprises you all. So we really have everything here in this particular American 14-1 tournament. So it's been exciting.
Yeah, to say the least. And then we're going to just continue tonight and into tomorrow with the elimination stages. And we'll wrap it up tomorrow night with crowning a new champion. Wilkie's eyeing up this combination. He definitely wants to play it.
He's got to make this shot here, Mike. If he's going to go for a shot here, he's going to break out some of these balls. So.
Oh yeah, he's going to break everything out, and if it goes good for him, he's going to have I'm not going to say an easy time of it, but he'll have an advantage. He'll end up with a shot, but it's one of those shots that it's like you don't want to play a dead one that wasn't dead. You want to make sure before you pull the trigger on that it's absolutely going to go.
A lot of times you get tunnel vision too, Mike. You start looking at the shot, you think it's going to go.
Yeah.
And, it doesn't go. And a lot of times you'll see these players get into similar situations, and then it just allows them to open up the table for the next player. So he's got to be careful here. He's got to make a smart shot. And we'll see what he's going to do here.
he can even come off the 15 with a little bit of right hand spin and come one rail down to the middle of the end plate and tempt him on that 6. You know, not that you want to give it to him, but that's a tough shot from down here.
So, smart shot by Shaun. He just elects to put the ball up in the rack. And,
yeah, but he's going to give Peach a look at that 15.
Yeah.
And he fired it in like it wasn't a problem.
Oh, man, Daryl with scratches.
Yeah, wow.
Wow, he fires it in. And cue ball goes up table. And yeah, a lot of high English on that. You see it take off.
Fortunate to have an easy shot on the 2 on the side.
Yeah. Oh, he misses it.
Oh, wow.
Wow, man.
After cutting the 15 in, you wouldn't expect him to miss that 2 ball. So Wilkie's going to step back to the table with a relatively good shot. He's got a good shot now on the 10 to start his run again.
Unfortunate. Looks like unfortunate error there by Daryl. Unbelievable. What a turn of events there, Mike.
Right. Wilkie tried to go into him. Because I don't think he's got a pocket for any of those 3 balls.
Yeah, he's definitely going to have to create something here. Mr. Andy Lincoln.
Well, things just got interesting in the booth, folks. We are alright, we're going to try to see what we can do here. Wilkie's got a shot up the table. He's got to get a little bit of an angle to try and go into that group of 3 balls right there.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, I hit the point.
Oh,
Yeah, this is definitely not a both of these guys are feeling the pressure. I think that's got to be what it is, you know. Either one of these guys could make it into the knockout stages based upon the result of this match.
Based on this match, you're right.
So they might both be feeling it.
Yeah, that point just stuck out a little bit much, and Shaun gives the opportunity back here to Daryl.
I think he's just got to roll this in and try and get a cut on that bottom ball to go back into those 3. And I'm not sure if he's got the angle to do it. He's going to try. Looks like he's going to try and pound it. Good shot. But he does have a shot up in the upper right-hand corner. He's got a shot at both strikes right here. Probably in the upper right-hand corner would be ideal. Not the greatest, position,
Right.
but he'll take what he gets. And he doesn't really have a good break shot either. He might have the 5 in the side pocket. It looks like he can play if he can't get out, though, from here. I was going to say, it looks like he can play.
Oh, he missed this. Look at this, Mike.
Yeah, both of these guys
Look
are
at
struggling.
this.
Pressure must be building pretty good.
Daryl's had a few miscues in this match, a couple missed shots, and he just hits this ball fat right into the rail and leaves Shaun get back. Let Shaun get back at the table here. It's this match is definitely not indicative of what these players are certainly capable of. So.
He tried that.
Yeah, it comes up short again.
Come up short again.
Yeah.
I was going to say he tried that similar.
It's this on the other side of the shot we just saw where Shaun tried to spin the 5 ball in and missed it, and he here he comes up to a similar shot where he gets a little short on
Yeah,
it.
then he's got to play the 5 right here. If he plays the 5-1 rail, he comes up between the two of them, and he can play either one. And then he just has to deal, with what's left. He's not really going to have a breakout shot for the next rack, but based on the position of the ball, sometimes that's all you can do. He might be able to draw this one into the 3. But he played that one pretty good. He's got an angle here. If he comes back towards the top of the rack,
Right.
he'd be able to cut the 3 in one rail and go back into it.
Yeah, so this would be a little bit of punch shot here. Just punch it right up, get off the rail. It's a good shot by Shaun. Mikey, I'm going to step out for a second. We'll be back in a few minutes, guys. Thank you.
All right, we're going to update the score in a second.
Well, yeah.
Wilkie is going to be at 48. Daryl Peach is 51. Can't get much closer than this, folks. Considering how the match started out, Daryl Peach was up on Wilkie due to the fouls from the break. And Wilkie was at a -5, I believe. But he come right back, and it's as close as you can get. And it looks like he's going to go into him right now. He's got to hit this one really hard, though. I'm not so sure I kind of like this, but because he's got no guarantee of a shot afterwards. All right, good. He decided to spin above him to get a better angle to go into him. But I'm not sure that worked out either. He might have the top solid ball in the left-hand corner he looked at. I'm just going to have to call them solids and stripes for a sec because I'm down to one monitor. It's got that yellowy greenish glow to it. Again, he played a good shot. He didn't really get the spread that he was looking for. Looks like he's got the 8. That might go in the bottom right-hand corner. He can play that maybe 2 rails. Oh, he's going to play the stripe on the bottom rail. I think he should just roll the 8 in. He can come 2 rails and get on that 9. I think it's the 9 on the right side there for that same pocket the 8 goes in. And that'll help him break stuff out. Yeah, both of these guys are feeling the heat. I believe this is the last match of the round robin stage for both of these guys. So this particular match right here could determine who moves on into the knockout stages. So they're both feeling the pressure. Both of these players usually play at a much higher caliber than this. But the heat affects everybody, folks. And then mix that with the racks not cooperating when you break them out. Now, it looks like the 8's still hanging there. It's not, it doesn't look like it's inside the jaw, so if he comes at it from the top and doesn't catch it just right, it doesn't have to go in. He might be able to play the combination on the short rail and roll into it. I think that would work. That's what he's going to do. shot. Again, he's still got a lot of congestion down here. He does have a path to get in there, though. He's got one ball he can get out to come 2 rails to get that ball out on that long rail. I think he just plays a stop shot right here. He can get 1 or 2 more balls from here. Good shot. And he does have a break, and he's got a ball up table. He can use it as a key ball, unless he wants to go after it. Now, I kind of like going after it right now, to be honest with you. Get rid of it. He chose not to. I think he played a spread from here. Yeah, exactly. Come 1 rail. Like I said, he's going to use that one up table as his key ball. So he's going to get a chance to go up on Wilkie right here. If he can get on. Oh, he had to force it forward 3 rails. He overhit it. He's going to be fortunate if he gets inside the rack. But, yeah, both of these guys aren't playing quite up their expectations.
Rails are just a little live.
There is going to be a 4 o'clock round, which will be the last one before the knockout stage. I'm not sure who's going to be on the table. We're going to try and find that information to get it to you. We're going to update the score right here. Looks like Shaun Wilkie is going to be at 53. And Daryl Peach is at 60. And he does not have a shot to go into him. So he decides to play safe. And he said, you know what, Shaun, you come and figure it out. And he put that ball in a good spot because Shaun can't come 2 rails now from underneath the stack. You might have to thin it and go 1 rail and get up by the side pocket or roll into the top of the stack, which is risky. You play that shot, something can always come out off the side of the stack. Give your opponent something to shoot at. That's what he's going to try to do. Nice shot that looked out. Turned out pretty good. Peach has got a lot to think about because you can't leave Wilkie anywhere on the right half of the table. And I don't think you can take this ball and get up by that side pocket without leaving Wilkie a shot. He might be able to. If not, he'll just take a foul. He's not afraid of back scratching. He's going to roll this in just by the side pocket, it looks. Now, he did it a little fuller than he wanted. He's going to give Shaun a look at this cut. He can't hold it up. He's going to have to come 4 rails. You might have to see him come 5 rails. He's definitely going to let the cue loose on this one. Now, a smart shot might be to play safe from here. But, you know, where do you do that? Yeah, it just come up a little short. Now he can roll 1 rail under him and break him out a little bit and not have to worry too much about giving Darren Daryl a shot of that ball. See, just like this. Good shot. Take the foul, and don't give your opponent anything easy to deal with. Daryl's going to have to try and play safe off that strike. Not the easiest shot using the bridge. Got to be careful he doesn't foul. He might have another option besides this, but he's just trying to bank this out of the way. And with the bridge, very difficult shot. He double kissed it, and he left Wilkie a look at it. Again, I don't see him getting back into it from here. I don't think the angle's there. Oh, he was able to catch the top of it. Good shot. He held it up with a lot of inside English, and he was rewarded. And he does have a shot. That's the important part. You know, sometimes going into him is not the issue. It's getting left something that you can shoot at. He's got a few balls that are open. He can definitely go back into them at some point. He can pick around and find out how to best go back into them. I kind of thought that was a little reckless. All right, now he's in a much better position right now to finish taking the rack apart. And again, everything goes. He's got 2 break shots right now. If he can just pick around the balls and just eliminate one at a time, he doesn't really have anything to do. He doesn't have to work at any kind of trouble area. Yeah, he comes up and plays these 2 in the bottom left-hand corner. The bottom stripe, I think just below the 9, goes in the right-hand corner. He nudged him out a little bit. He did create a problem with these 2 stripes now. And they tell you, if the balls aren't touching, you really don't go into them. And that's partially the reason right there. But he took care of it pretty good. Made himself a break shot, and he should be out here, no problem. He's just going to pick around him. Gives himself a good chance to stay in this match. Might even take the lead over Daryl Peach at the end of this rack. And this is pretty much a textbook pattern at the end of the rack. Stop, stop, or stop and just roll this in to get on his break shot. There it is. Wilkie takes control of that. He's got a good angle on this one to go back into him. He just has to try and find out where he's going to go into that stack, where the contact point's going to be, and adjust for that and fire into him. Wilkie's going to have 66 to Daryl Peach's 60. So he takes control of this match after starting from behind. He only needs 34 balls from here, so he's getting close to the end. But both of these guys are grinding this one out.
Our fourth off balance pretty quickly, but we still have 4 matches and 7, so keep that in mind.
A little unfortunate to be left nothing but a combo. He does have a cut shot above that solid that he could go into him. I think that's what he plays. Because even if he kind of glances up table a little bit, he's got a solid up there he can shoot. He's going to try and go one rail, it looks, to play this ball. Let's see if he can get in there. I'd much rather just take the cut on the one near the rack. Because he's only shooting top half of the ball. That was close. But he's okay from here, though. I mean, he should be anyway. He's got a couple of shots to go back into him. He can maneuver around the rack to find out, what would be the best way to go back into him. He can go into him right now with this ball on the bottom rail. And when he comes into him, he's going to have a little bit of insurance. He'll have that stripe in the bottom right-hand corner. In the side pocket there. You just might have to drill this back just a touch. And a quick stroke it, put that down. It fell. This rack's definitely not coming apart as easy as they'd like. It's kind of jacked over the ball again. Still got a little bit of congestion in the middle of the table. You guys are just joining us. My name is Michael Van Stubiner. You guys know me as Fingers. I want to try and get Jake Lawson back in the booth. He stepped out for a minute. We're here at Diamond Billiards in Midlothian, Virginia, the American 14.1 Straight Pool Championships. Today marks the end of the round robin format. We're going to move into the elimination stage tonight at 7 o'clock. So these players there's one round left of the round robin matches after this one. They're going to be getting started in a minute or two. And that's the last chance for these guys to get into this elimination stage. If they don't have a high win record, they need to get a high ball count, because when it comes down to it, I believe the first ties are going to go head to head, but the ball count, I think, is going to come into it to determine whether or not you actually move on. And he left himself a little awkward here. He might have to cut this ball in the upper right-hand corner. I guess you can see the stripe in the bottom left. It looks like it's an eyeball, maybe. It looks like it passes. That was a nice shot. Again, he's kind of getting away from him with the cue ball. Well, definitely not what you would call the most stylish rack of straight pull. Now he's going to be left with a long shot here. Try and get back. Good shot. He put a good stroke on it. He does have a break shot on the left side of the table. He's got to get that ball up table out. He's going to use this as his key ball, which is okay. He'll be fine with that. And he's going to end up going up a little more on Daryl Peach. I believe that'll give him 80. Daryl Peach is 60. And at this point, Shaun can see the finish line. So it looks like he can come up a little straight on this break shot. It'll make things a little more challenging. I think if he's dead straight on this ball, he's just going to stop it and play that safety off that second ball from the corner, like we talked about all week. Push out two other balls so that gives Daryl, I keep calling him Darren, gives Daryl something to think about when it comes to playing safe. Yep, here's that break shot. Play safe, he's going to push the stripe down in the corner to the side rail. Wow, that come apart kind of weird. And I think Daryl's going to have a shot in the side pocket. Yeah, that came apart pretty weird. Normally, you just push down to one ball and the corner ball goes to that long rail. But I think Daryl can see this in the side pocket. And if he can and get on something else, I think maybe the 8 right there, if he can get back on the 8. He might have a shot that's solid in the corner. He does have a cut on that other solid. I think it's the 8, if you can't see this one. Yeah, he's just got to make this come 2 rails. Back out towards the center of the table. A little past where he is now. He played that good. Put a nice stroke on that one. Good shot. He's got a shot on the stripe to go back up into him. Which I think he can play this with a little bit of bottom. Just a little bit of a draw shot. Almost just to go straight up. Oh, and he missed the corner. Must have caught the long rail, the short rail going in. It's very uncharacteristic of him. Both of these guys have been struggling. That pressure really must be building. You know, I think this might be the deciding match for either one of these guys. So the pressure's really high right now, and they're both having a hard time of it. Let's see if Wilkie can stay in control here. Put down some more balls. He's going to have to deal with the 2 right there in the center of the table. And Jake steps back in the booth. How you doing, Jake?
Hey, thanks, Mike. Take a little break there.
You can step out for lunch right there.
No, sir.
I didn't get the lunch bell either.
I will not leave you guys behind. No man left behind, as they say.
Now he does have a shot at the break right there at that strike ball in the corner. I think it's the 9. Got to see if maybe the 15 up there by the side pocket is, if he can make that. You know, if that's frozen on the rail, it's going to be a real tough shot. deal with. He played a 3 now in the corner to break it out, which I kind of like.
Yeah, lots of back and forth in this match. I like,
Just when you think someone's got it under control, you know, they come up with a bad shot or they come out of position a little bit.
It was a good shot by Shaun. Just nicks the little balls there, nicks the balls, and just trying to see if that goes in the side, which it does.
All right, so he's doing pretty good still.
Yeah, so he needs 20 at the start of this rack, so he
He needs a little less than that
did a
now.
little less than that now. Needs to remain control at the table.
He's looking pretty good. He's got 2 shots here on the left side of the table, side, then the corner, and then he's got his key ball on the side with the break shot, and he should be off and running. I mean, that might be he might be down to the last rack.
He's got the 12 ball there, or the 5 ball, whichever he really prefers here. I think he's going to take the 12 ball, so he'll just make the 5, and then he'll play the 3 in the side.
Right, he'll be good to go for his break shot.
And well, straight, so just back this up a little bit. There we go.
Perfect.
So, Mike, you know, you've played a lot of pool now. You know, Shaun understands where he's at. He really is sitting in the driver's seat here. He's got control of the table. He's got the break. You know, what's running through his mind right now?
Well, what should be running through his mind is execution. That's the only thing he really needs to worry about. Is picking a shot, because he knows what shots to play. He just has to execute. You know, if he starts thinking about, well, man, I hope I don't do this or I hope I don't do that, that's going to lead to problems. The only thing he can control right now, you know, is executing the shot. He doesn't have to do anything fancy. He only needs 9 balls. He doesn't have to rifle through them. You know, he can pick this one apart.
Right.
And again, that's we talked about that being a strategy towards the end of the rack. If you only need 9 balls, don't blast them wide open. I mean, it's easier to get the balls out, yeah, possibly, but it also leads to maybe your opponent getting an easy out and giving him a chance to get back to the table.
Oh, no. Unbelievable.
You see, like I said about execution, it didn't look like he executed that stroke properly. If he was going to play with a high ball to put down,
Unbelievable.
yeah, he hit it too hard. It didn't give the high a chance to take.
Wilkie needs 9 balls, scratches on the break,
And leaves him wide open.
leaves him wide open for Daryl. Just what a match.
Yeah, you couldn't script it this way. You'd never script it this way.
You know, Daryl's up early, and then Shaun just grinds his way back, gets within 9 balls, and then, you know.
Look what Daryl just did.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
He's got to play a combination. Wow. Yeah, but I've said both of these guys are feeling the heat, you know.
Sure.
I think the outcome of this match is going to determine whichever one of these guys gets into the round robin stage.
Knockout stage.
The
Right?
knockout stage, yeah, correct. You got me all flustered in here. I don't even know what word stuff is. It's just, you'd never expect to see the match go this way. It's almost like you can't believe what you're watching. I know when I play these guys, they don't have this problem. You know, they just run right out.
You know, here we are again. Just Shaun's going to be sitting here waiting for his opportunity again. And the table's wide open for Daryl. You know, now he needs to stay focused. Make sure that he stays down and gets through this rack.
Right. He is going to have to create a break shot, though. And I think he's going to have to go on the left side of the table to attack both of these stripes on the bottom left. You know, they have to go on the right-hand side pocket. He might be able to come down and get the bottom one. He might be able to play the bottom one now. Actually, if he can hit that one and nudge up the other stripe. In fact, the stripe that's up top is actually a break shot. You can actually use that as a break shot. Not Daryl can just draw this one back a little bit. Create it.
Yeah, that was a good shot by Daryl.
Yeah, he goes up table to take care of the solid ball. He can come down and get on the 5 after the 3, which will lead to the 14, I think it is. And that'll get him, 2 rails to the 11. Yeah, he overhit that one a little bit. He should be okay. He can probably just draw this one back. I don't see he has to go more than 2 rails or anything. He can just draw right back. So just when you think, look, he's got a good chance to get away with it, maybe get a close match out.
Yeah, he gives it back with the scratch, and leaves Daryl still at the table. Very capable of running 30-some balls here.
Well, yeah, I believe he's going to be at 74. He'll end up being at 90 with the scratch.
And we'll get a score adjustment here. Peach is at 77. Wilkie at 90.
Yeah, Daryl only needs 23. He needs this rack. Almost all of the next rack.
Great breakout shot there
Yeah.
by Daryl.
He's got everything is this rack looks pretty good. He's got 3 balls in the center right there that are a little bit of an issue, but he can go into them. He's got the 2 on the end rail here, the 2 solids that don't really line up. But I'm sure he can break those out pretty easily. That angle on that looks to the 9. He can go into him now, draw into him. He's got insurance. There you go. He created a good break shot. He took care of those 3. Now he just has to worry about the 2 on the bottom here. Looks like it's a 7 and 6 ball.
Yeah, it's his only real problem balls right now. Everything else, it's got a nice spread out in the open for him.
He can play this ball in the side pocket right now. Come on, rail into it. If he wants to play the 5. I don't think he can go into him with the 3. Yeah.
Daryl's feeling confident now, making 2 balls at a time.
He wants to get this over quickly. He wants to put an end to this.
Yeah, he does not want to.
He says, you know what? We got to turn this off, man. But again, he's looking because he's got to break up these 2 on the end rail. 7 and 6 are going to cause trouble.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're lined up for any type of combo there. So he's going to have to come into him.
Yeah, I kind of like playing the 5 in the side before. He could have went 1 rail into him, and he had the insurance. But now he's going to have to work and try and create something to get in here.
And he's already got a really perfect breakout ball, so he doesn't want to move that.
No, but he might have to use it though.
Yeah, right.
These 2 down here.
Exactly.
Looks like he's got to play. Yeah, he's going to play the 5 now on the side. He's got angle now.
Yeah,
It's
there
like
you go.
on the 7. He might be able to come forward 1 or 2 rails into him.
Or even right here,
Yeah,
Mike.
that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, come right down into the pack. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he missed it.
He
Side
misses
pocket.
him. Can you believe this?
No, I really can't. I really can't.
Can you believe this?
The pressure, I'm telling you.
7. Oh man, it's going to be 6 balls here for Shaun if he can get out. And then he'll need 4.
I think he'll actually need 3 after this rack. Because he's got the one hanging.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
And he'll be at 96 with the break shot. And from here, yeah, he looks real good.
I just cannot believe the turn of events here in this match.
I think he's got to draw back on this to play the
Yeah,
8 next.
definitely want to call back
There
here.
you go. Because you know that other object ball, that other solid, is going to go for a bit of a ride. A little unfortunate it landed right there. It's kind of a tough spot.
He should actually be okay here.
Well, how many times have we said that this match?
I know, right? It's,
Oh, we're going to have something horrendous happen.
and then some turns around, so just want to come back and play this down in the far corner right pocket.
All right. He's going to bear down here, and I think he's going to he'll get good on this ball. And from here, yeah, he only has to really clip out 3. You know, this is one of those shots where you really don't want to have to explode the pack. You don't need to. Just clip out 1 or 2 or 3 balls and then end the game.
You know, and he's got to make sure too. You know, a lot of times players, when these type of things happen, you know, he might be a little gun shy here. So just like you said, he doesn't have to go really hard into the pack.
I think this would be a medium stroke.
Sure, a medium stroke.
If you baby it and you only get 1 ball out, or you don't get a ball out,
Exactly.
then you're gonna really be upset. You know, so he can hit this good, and he doesn't have to worry, I don't think, about scratching in the corner. So he can play this with a firm stroke, a little bit of inside, maybe come 2 rails back up table, and you figure he's gonna have at least 1 shot, you know, 1 or 2 shots, where he can get back into him.
Shaun sets off the break, leading 96 to Daryl Peach's 85.
Yeah, I like playing this with a high left. You know, you don't want to have to rely on getting 1 ball underneath the stack right here. See, perfect.
Yeah, that was a great shot
They came
there.
apart pretty good. He's going to have at least, he's going to have 1 chance here on the lower left. And then from there, he should be good. Just throw it back and play the same ball in that pocket. And then I think he'll have 1 left.
Yeah, so Shaun's 97. He's going to need 3 balls to get out of this rack.
Yeah, and they're open. They're there. Just has to draw this one back a little bit.
Good shot there by Shaun.
Now he can play the 10 and the other solid right there, or he can just draw off of this one. He's got to reach a little bit. He's got to make sure he gets left a shot. I'm not sure what he's going to play here. Is he going to play the 5 or is he playing the 13?
What's up, brother?
He's playing for 1, I believe. If he needs 1, I think he just cuts this stripe. Whether it's a 12 or a 15 in the bottom right-hand corner. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of draw, get him up the side pocket. I don't see what he's worried about. I would much rather play that instead of trying to soft roll this or spin this or play the combination. He's got a wide open pocket. I think this is a mistake right here.
You think he's eyeing up the combo here?
Yeah,
There you go, folks.
good shot, but still a little bit risky right there. Shaun Wilkie is going to defeat Daryl Peach 100 to 85, and we're not 100% sure as to whether or not he moves into the final knockout stages, or maybe Peach might still have a chance because he's got a high ball count.